Finally, agus caiimar ag gur an foiilte agus máú mór tiltte gan teachta déile McLaughlin as mo chun héanaar son an bailile seo thuirt a scóir na déile in ort agus i réir. Agus ceistín tá táhairt a ceistetá méil an phobal margheallar an méidetá midig feiceal cóistí an iireachta seo agus an méidetá scríomhtas na pepars na máin agus ar boxí televís agus an rudatá ag tuite más an CRC agus éitnaí eile. Níl doubt a bí go bhfuil dói níos spéir de dhí fóthaine cultúr a tá freigra níos freigra na tá agan go dtí seo ó hiú na grúpaí carthanachta agus in na grúpaí carthanachta ag geirí go mbeadh níos mó freigrachtaí go mbeadh an reachtaíocht a bhéim agus tá an pobl ag tuair takeíocht sin fásta. Caihí an bille an nach dhéhhíad san nuí a chur a bhaim agus é a chur a bhaim go heiles go thomlan. Agus is é an sprc atá Sinn Féin agus an sprc atá an reachtaíocht seo na go gothair an bhaim an reachtaíocht a scríomhta ag an teachta McLaughlin na gur sin an méid a bheith a buntaiste a maithagainn. Chur an foiilte rih an méid a bhí le ré ag an áire. Go gothair a bhaim an rialtar ó hiú na grúpaí carthanachta ribh an chesc agus é sin just páirt amháin dá chuid mór páirt na eile a dhí le bheith chorthantásaí. Mar a híonn tú san reachtaíocht a scríomhte agus chorthantásaí an ort, bhí barnaíonn sin ó hiú an reachtaíocht in dhéhhíle san naí go heirí ó hiú sin a gobar ar son ceart a déana dé agus be chóir sin a thir a bhaim agus i gceart agus is féidir leis na dhéanú trí takeíocht a thuirt an reachtaíocht as ar gcóir. There's no doubt about it that there is a need for a more accountable culture that both the public and the charities are calling out for. The 2009 Act must be implemented, and this bill would force the government to do that. An unimplemented Act is of no use to anyone. But I do welcome the commitment from the government that a charities regulator will be established by Easter, but it is only part of the solution, and I think the adoption of the legislation that has been drafted by Deputy McLaughlin on behalf of the Sinn Féin party would be a very much welcome major step forward in this area of bringing accountability to this culture. The charity sector is a large sector and does some excellent work, but like all large sectors in the economy, it needs regulation to be effective and to prevent it from being abused. But unlike other large sectors, particularly the banking sector, there is no resistance from the charity sector for regulation. Indeed, they are demanding it. And the sooner the Act is implemented in full, the better for all. The inclusion of human rights work as an eligible charitable function is worthy of everybody's support. Its omission from the Act must be rectified, and this bill, I believe, deserves the support of every TD in the Dáil here tonight. We're having this debate in the context of what is an almighty scandal that has been revealed in the media, through committees of this House, and who has gripped the public attention in relation to what has been going on in some sections of the charitable sector. And I say some because it is unfortunate that the fallout from this scandal has affected all of the charities and all of the great work that many of the charities have done, and has affected those that depend on the work of those charities. But the public were rightly shocked by the revelations which emerge regarding the culture and excessive pay and top-ups prevalent at the CRC. And I've heard from all sides of this House, commentators and non-independents and those from political parties right up to cabinet level, saying that this should not have happened and that Mr Kiley should return the money that was paid to him. It's also worth noting that some of that money no longer resides with Mr Kiley, because some of that was taxable, and that the revenue collected about €130,000 of Mr Riley's €740,000 payoff. And I think it would be an important step for the government to indicate tonight that that money which was collected by the friends and supporters of CRC, which was never intended to line either the coffers of Mr Kiley's pockets or the pockets of the Revenue Commissioner, should be returned to the friends and supporters of the CRC, so that the services that they raise that money for can continually be provided for. It would be a small step, but it would be a first step for us trying to recruit the overall costs and diversion of that much-needed fundraising money to an area where it should never have went. And I think that's a welcome step, Minister, if you were to announce such an initiative tonight. The CRC debacle points to a larger problem of poor corporate governance and an unhealthy culture in some bodies, and undoubtedly of a cosy golden circle of appointees close to certain political parties. The Group Task has published detailed research on the need for a more transparent system of public appointees. Their 2010 report, Mapping the Golden Circle, shows in detail how a cosy consensus exists and how corporate governance is in need of a drastic modernisation and improvement. The report showed that in the heyday of the Celtic Tiger, among 40 of Ireland's largest companies, a directors' network existed of 39 individuals, which held multiple directorships on at least 2 boards across 33 of 40 companies that they examined. These represented 1 in 14 of the total group of directors serving on these boards during the period under review. Even now, Minister, this culture prevails. As we have seen with the banks, there is a persistent and obscene culture of high pay among executives, and in the case of the banks, no political desire to rock the boat. And there is still very much a lack of diversity in the executive levels. Very few women are breaking through the glass ceiling, and governance suffers as a result. Another issue is the issue of an individual holding multiple directorships across companies or bodies. Each of these issues must be tackled head-on, and a proper Republican culture of merit should win through. That is the challenge before us, and it is the challenge for this government. And this government should support this bill as a small first step in the right direction. We must end the old boys' club in every aspect of our society. A rotten culture of cronyism has been allowed to develop and has been left unchallenged for far too long. It should also, I think, take the lead in this, Minister, and again I ask you to instruct the Revenue to return the €130,000 that was back from them from Mr Kiley's top-up, and instruct them to pay that back to the friends and supporters of the CRC. Because I believe nobody in this House believes that that payment was right, and it definitely shouldn't have come from people that were out collecting on the streets for services. Thank you.